Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're going to take a look at Patriot National Bancorp, ticker symbol PNBK.
Okay.
It's a small cap bank, based in Connecticut, and it's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride in the market lately.
Yeah, and what makes it really interesting, I think, is this is all happening while the overall market seems to be pretty stable.
Right.
The major indexes are doing well, but smaller companies, especially in the banking sector, they're facing some headwinds, some challenges out there.
So we've got this contrast then of volatile stock in what seems like a pretty stable market.
Right.
So let's get a little clearer picture then of what Patriot National Bancorp is all about.
Okay.
What are some key things investors should know about them?
Well, one thing that jumps out right away is the incredibly low valuation.
Okay.
They're currently trading at less than 4 times their book value.
Wow.
Some reports even suggest it could be as low as 0.25 times book value.
0.25.
Yeah, to put that in perspective, that's significantly lower than the average for the banking sector.
It's incredibly low.
Yeah,
It almost feels like the market's undervaluing them.
it could be.
Is that a good sign then for potential investors?
Well, it's definitely something that should, grab your attention.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. Patriot National Bancorp also reported a pretty substantial loss for the fourth quarter of 2024, a whopping $9.5 million.
Okay.
This was largely driven by problems with 2 large commercial real estate loans they hold.
Oh, that's a significant loss.
Yeah.
Could you maybe elaborate a little bit on those loans, the issues surrounding them? Or are they maybe like a symptom of broader problems within the company?
Well, it seems to stem from the, current economic climate.
Right.
We're in a period of rising interest rates.
Sure.
And that can put a lot of pressure on borrowers, particularly in the commercial real estate sector.
Yeah.
Additionally, Patriot National Bancorp has had to amend their debt obligations to extend the grace period for interest payments on their 8.5% senior notes due in 2026. So this move, coupled with the loan issues, has kind of raised some red flags for investors.
So on the one hand, we've got this really low valuation that might signal a buying opportunity. But on the other, there are some pretty clear signs of financial distress.
Yes,
It's a tough one.
it is.
What should investors make of these sort of conflicting signals?
Well, it's definitely a mixed bag.
Yeah.
The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency actually placed Patriot National Bancorp's barking unit in, quote, troubled condition, quote, back in December of 2024.
Troubled condition.
Yeah.
That sounds serious.
Yeah.
What does that designation actually mean for the bank, for their future?
Well, it means the OCC has identified some pretty significant issues with the bank's operations.
Okay.
Capital adequacy, asset quality, or management. It suggests that the bank is facing some substantial challenges and may even require regulatory intervention to address these problems.
So we're not just talking about kind of minor hiccups here, but maybe some serious structural problems within the bank.
It's possible.
This really complicates the picture then for investors who are trying to decide if Patriot National Bancorp is a bargain or a risky bet.
Absolutely. And, if you're considering investing in PNBK, understanding these regulatory hurdles and their potential implications is really, really important.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're dealing with a real classic high-risk, high-reward scenario.
Uh-huh.
The low valuation is really tempting,
Yeah,
but the financial troubles and the regulatory scrutiny are very worrisome.
for sure.
To make matters maybe even more complex, they also have had some positive developments that we should consider.
Oh,
They reported that significant loss we talked about in one quarter, right?
great.
Well, they followed that up with a surprisingly strong earnings report, bringing in $34.51 million in revenue.
Oh, wow.
So big loss followed by strong earnings.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like quite a turnaround.
Yeah, it does.
Is this a sign that things might be turning around for them?
Well, it certainly raises some questions, doesn't it?
It does.
It's crucial to kind of look beyond the headlines and dig a little deeper into the factors driving these contrasting results.
Yeah?
Were there any one-time events or accounting adjustments that impacted the earnings?
Right.
What's the underlying trend in their core business operations?
Yeah.
These are all questions investors really need to investigate before drawing any conclusions.
So a deeper dive into the financials and company filings is definitely in order.
Definitely.
What other factors are contributing to the buzz surrounding Patriot National Bancorp?
Well, they've recently announced a new strategic partnership.
Okay.
Though the details are still kind of under wraps,
Okay.
there's also talk of a potential capital raise, which could inject some much-needed funds into the company.
A strategic partnership and a potential capital raise. Those sound like potentially positive developments.
It could be.
Could these be the catalysts that help turn things around for Patriot National Bancorp?
It's certainly possible.
Yeah.
The partnership, if it aligns well with their core business, could open new avenues for growth.
Yeah.
And a successful capital raise could address their liquidity concerns and provide them with the resources to, navigate the current challenges.
So we've got this mix of red flags and potential green lights,
Uh-huh.
creating a lot of uncertainty and speculation.
Yeah.
No wonder the stock has been on such a roller coaster.
Yeah, no kidding.
With so much information to digest, where should investors even begin? What are the key takeaways they should be focusing on?
First and foremost, don't get swept up in the hype or the fear.
Okay.
It's crucial to approach the situation with a level head and a healthy dose of skepticism.
Right.
Remember, investing is about making informed decisions based on solid research and analysis, not reacting emotionally to market noise.
Sound advice.
Thanks.
Before we jump into further analysis, what are some crucial steps investors should take to kind of get a clearer picture of Patriot National Bancorp?
Well, I would start by thoroughly examining their financial statements
Okay.
and SEC filings.
Yeah.
Look for clues that can help explain the, really dramatic swings in their earnings
Yeah.
and kind of assess the true health of their loan portfolio.
Okay. That sounds like a good place to start.
Yeah.
What else?
Dive into the details of this new strategic partnership.
Yeah.
What companies are involved?
That's right.
What are the terms of the agreement?
Uh-huh.
How does it fit into Patriot National Bancorp's overall strategy?
So understanding the potential impact of this partnership is key.
Yeah.
What about the capital raise?
Yeah. Gather information on the proposed capital raise. How much money are they aiming to raise?
Okay.
Who are the potential investors? What are the terms of the offering? All these details can provide, really valuable insights into the company's financial health and their future prospects.
Okay. So we need to look deeper into the financials, the partnership, and the capital raise.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Finally, don't neglect the regulatory landscape.
Right.
Research the implications of the OCC's troubled condition designation
Okay.
and really try to assess how that might impact the bank's operations and future prospects.
It seems like we have a lot of homework to do.
Yeah.
Analyzing financials, scrutinizing partnerships, understanding capital raises, and navigating regulatory complexities. That's a lot to take in.
It definitely is, but remember, this level of scrutiny is essential when dealing with a company like Patriot National Bancorp, especially given their current situation.
So we've laid out the initial groundwork then.
Yeah.
A company with a really interesting mix of red flags and
Yeah.
potential operating in a challenging economic environment.
Right.
But the story is far from over. So after a quick break, we'll delve deeper into the world of penny stocks like PNBK and explore the factors that make them so alluring
Okay.
and potentially perilous
Right.
for investors. So we've been talking about Patriot National Bancorp, PNBK, and their, rather turbulent journey in the market.
Right.
A story filled with contradictions,
Yeah.
signs of distress, but also some glimmers of hope.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go deeper into analyzing PNBK,
Okay.
let's take a step back and talk about the bigger picture.
Sure.
PNBK is classified as a penny stock,
Right.
and understanding the dynamics of penny stocks is really crucial for any investor.
You're absolutely right.
So penny stocks are often seen as a high-risk, high-reward investment.
Yeah.
Their low price can be very tempting,
Yeah.
making investors feel like they can afford to buy a lot of shares.
Right.
But this can be a little misleading
Yeah.
because that low price often reflects underlying issues within the company or its industry.
Mhm.
So it's not as simple as just, buy low, sell high.
Right.
There's a lot more to consider when dealing with penny stocks.
Yeah.
What are some of the unique challenges and risks then associated with investing in them?
Well, I think one major challenge is just the lack of information
Okay.
and transparency.
Got it.
Penny stocks are often smaller,
Right.
less established companies,
Yeah.
and they may not be subject to the same level of regulatory scrutiny as, larger publicly traded companies.
Right.
This means investors might have difficulty finding reliable information about the company's financials,
Yes.
operations, and management.
So doing your due diligence is really even more critical in this space.
No, absolutely.
How can investors protect themselves from some of the potential pitfalls out there?
I mean, thorough research is really paramount.
Yeah.
Don't rely solely on rumors or online forums.
Right.
Dig deep into the company's filings.
Okay.
Look for independent analysis. And, really try to get a comprehensive understanding of their business model
Right.
and their financial health.
So transparency is key.
Yeah.
Especially when dealing with companies that might not be household names.
Right.
What other red flags should investors maybe watch out for?
Be wary of excessive hype or promotional campaigns.
Okay.
Penny stocks can sometimes be the target of pump and dump schemes
Hmm.
where individuals or groups artificially inflate the price through, misleading information
Right.
and then sell their shares for a profit,
Got it.
leaving other investors holding the bag.
It's like a game of musical chairs, but with potentially devastating consequences.
Exactly.
How can investors then avoid falling prey to these schemes?
Well, I would say look for concrete evidence to support any claims of, future success.
Okay.
Don't be swayed by, vague promises or projections.
Yes.
Instead, focus on the company's track record,
Yeah.
their management team's experience,
Got it.
and their ability to generate real sustainable revenue.
So due diligence,
Mm-hmm.
skepticism,
Yeah,
a focus on tangible results,
right.
those are essential tools for anyone venturing into the world of penny stocks.
Absolutely.
It's crucial to remember that penny stocks are inherently volatile.
Yeah,
Their price can swing dramatically in a very short period,
right.
driven by speculation, market sentiment,
Mm-hmm.
or even just a few large trades.
Yeah,
This volatility can be exciting for some investors,
right.
but it's important to have a strong stomach
Yeah,
and a well-defined risk tolerance.
for sure.
So that roller coaster ride can be exhilarating,
Uh-huh.
but it can also lead to significant losses if you're not prepared.
Definitely.
Speaking of volatility,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to PNBK.
Okay.
What makes their situation so intriguing,
Yeah.
even within this, already volatile world of penny stocks?
Well, I think it's that contrast between their, extremely low valuation
Right.
and the significant challenges that they're facing.
Yeah.
On the one hand, they're trading at a fraction of their book value,
Right.
which, that might entice value investors looking for a potential bargain.
Sure.
But on the other hand, their recent financial troubles,
Yeah.
the regulatory scrutiny,
Mm-hmm.
the general uncertainty in the banking sector, all those things raise serious red flags.
So it's like a tug of war between potential and peril.
Right.
And this tension is amplified even further by the news surrounding their strategic partnership
Mm-hmm.
and potential capital raise.
Yeah.
These developments, they could be game changers,
It could.
but we need more information
Yeah.
to really assess their true impact.
Absolutely. The strategic partnership, if it's with a reputable company
Right.
in a complementary industry,
Yeah.
could provide PNBK with some much-needed growth opportunities.
Okay.
And a successful capital raise could alleviate their liquidity concerns and give them, more breathing room to address their underlying problems.
So there's potential for a turnaround. But it's contingent on these developments playing out favorably.
Right.
What should investors be watching for then in the coming weeks and months to kind of gauge, the direction PNBK is heading in?
Well, keep a close eye on news and announcements regarding the strategic partnership.
Okay.
Look for concrete details about the partner company,
Got it.
the nature of the collaboration,
Right.
and, the potential benefits for PNBK.
Yeah.
Scrutinize any press releases
Uh-huh.
or investor presentations
Okay.
to see if they're offering, substantive information
Yeah.
or just vague promises.
So separate the substance from the spin.
Exactly.
What about the capital raise? What signals should investors be looking for there?
Pay attention to the terms of the capital raise.
Okay.
How much equity are they offering?
Uh-huh.
At what price?
Got it.
Who are the investors participating?
Right.
These details can provide insights into the level of confidence that investors have in the company's future.
It's like looking for clues to solve a mystery. Every piece of information, every detail
Yeah.
can help us piece together a more complete picture.
Right.
What about the regulatory situation?
Yeah.
Is there anything investors can do to stay informed about, potential developments on that front?
Monitor any updates or announcements from the OCC regarding PNBK.
Okay.
Look for signs of progress or setbacks in addressing the issues that led to the troubled condition designation.
Right.
Any change in their regulatory status could have a significant impact on the company's prospects.
Staying informed is key.
Yeah.
But information alone isn't enough.
Right.
Investors need to be able to, analyze and interpret this information to make informed decisions.
You're absolutely right. It's not just about gathering data. It's
Right.
about understanding the implications of that data.
Yeah.
For instance, if the strategic partnership turns out to be with a relatively unknown
Okay.
or financially unstable company,
Right.
it might not offer the boost that PNBK needs. Similarly, if the capital raise is done at a significantly discounted price, it could dilute existing shareholders' value.
So even seemingly positive news needs to be carefully analyzed within the context of the company's situation.
Exactly.
What about the company's management team?
Yeah.
What role do they play in all of this?
Well, the management team is crucial,
Okay.
especially in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Investors need to assess whether the leadership has the experience, the vision,
yeah.
and the execution capabilities
Right.
to navigate these, turbulent waters.
Right.
Look for signs of transparency, accountability,
Right.
and a clear plan to address the challenges ahead.
It's like being on a ship in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
You need a captain and crew that you can trust to steer you through it.
Right.
What are some specific things investors can look for to kind of assess the management team's competence?
I would examine their track record.
Okay.
Have they successfully led companies through difficult times before?
Yeah.
Look for evidence of their ability to make, tough decisions,
Yeah.
adapt to changing circumstances, and communicate effectively with investors.
So experience, adaptability, and transparency
Yeah.
are key qualities to look for.
Uh-huh.
And of course, their ethical conduct and their commitment to acting in the best interest of the shareholders.
Absolutely. Trust is essential,
Yeah.
especially when investing in a company facing, significant challenges.
Right.
Investors need to feel confident that the management team is acting with integrity
Okay.
and putting the company's long-term health above short-term gains.
So it seems like we're weaving together multiple threads here.
Yeah.
Financials, partnerships, capital raises, regulatory developments, management competence, and market sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
All of these factors contribute to the really complex tapestry of PNBK's story.
Exactly. It's rarely a simple black and white situation.
Right.
Investing requires, looking at the nuances, the interconnectedness of various factors, and making, informed judgments based on the available evidence.
It's like putting together a puzzle.
Right.
Each piece of information brings us closer to understanding the full picture.
Yeah.
And just like with a puzzle,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the most challenging pieces are the ones that ultimately reveal the most about that final image.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
It really highlights the importance of patience, persistence,
Yeah.
and a willingness to keep digging until we uncover, the truth,
Right.
or at least get as close to it as possible.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the specific challenges facing PNBK
Yeah.
to the broader intricacies of penny stock investing.
Uh-huh.
But our analysis isn't complete yet, so after a quick break,
Okay.
we'll explore potential scenarios for PNBK's future,
Okay.
discuss investment strategies for navigating such a volatile stock,
Sure.
and offer some, key takeaways for our listeners. We spent some time, dissecting the complexities surrounding Patriot National Bancorp, ticker symbol PNBK,
Yeah.
a company with a lot of moving parts,
It is.
a real blend of risk and potential.
Right.
Makes it kind of a fascinating case study, I think, for investors.
Absolutely.
PNBK really embodies that, classic penny stock dilemma,
It does.
priced low, which suggests maybe a bargain,
Right.
but also dealing with financial headwinds.
Yeah.
Regulatory scrutiny
Uh-huh.
raises concerns about its long-term viability.
Exactly.
So it's a real balancing act, I think, for investors,
It is.
weighing those potential rewards against those very real risks.
Uh-huh.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how investors can approach a situation like this.
Yeah. Okay.
What are some practical strategies for navigating such a volatile stock?
Well, one approach is to just, wait for more clarity before making any decisions.
Yeah.
Keep a close eye on, news and developments related to the strategic partnership, the capital raise, any updates from the OCC. The information that emerges in the coming weeks could really, significantly impact PNBK's trajectory.
So kind of a watch and wait approach?
Yeah.
gathering more data before jumping in.
Exactly.
Seems pretty prudent, especially given the level of uncertainty surrounding the company.
It is.
What are some other strategies investors might consider?
Well, another strategy is to take a small, speculative position.
Okay.
This means investing a limited amount of capital, money that you're comfortable losing.
Right.
Essentially placing a bet on a potential turnaround.
Okay.
But, remember, this approach is inherently risky.
Right.
And it's really crucial to have a clear exit strategy in place.
So if things start heading south,
Yeah,
you have a predetermined point where
exactly.
you'll cut your losses
Right.
to help limit that downside risk. What about investors who are a little bit more risk-averse?
Yeah.
Are there strategies that might suit their approach better?
Yeah, I mean, for risk-averse investors, it might be best to just steer clear of PNBK altogether for now.
Yeah.
There are plenty of other investment opportunities out there
Right.
that offer a better balance of risk and reward.
Sure.
Remember, investing isn't about, chasing the next big thing.
Oh, wait.
It's about making informed decisions that align with your personal risk tolerance and your financial goals.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
So whether it's waiting for more clarity, taking a calculated gamble, or just avoiding the stock altogether,
Yeah.
the key is to have a plan.
Yeah.
Understand the risks.
Right.
And make decisions that really align with your investment philosophy.
Exactly. And regardless of your approach, I think continuous monitoring is really essential.
Right.
Keep abreast of the news, industry trends, any factors that might, influence PNBK's performance.
Right.
The situation is fluid.
Yeah.
And agility is key in such a dynamic environment.
It's like navigating a ship through a narrow channel. Constant course corrections might be needed to avoid running aground.
Exactly.
Let's zoom out for a minute, though,
Okay.
and talk about the broader lessons investors can glean from analyzing a case like PNBK.
Sure.
What are some key takeaways that apply not just to penny stocks, but to investing in general?
I mean, one crucial takeaway is the importance of thorough research.
Okay.
Don't rely solely on headlines
Right.
or market hype.
Got it.
Dig deep into a company's financials. Understand their business model. Scrutinize their management team.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, especially in the world of investing.
So don't just skim the surface.
Right.
Dive deep, ask questions, challenge assumptions.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice stuff.
Another important lesson is the need for emotional discipline.
Hmm.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a potential bargain or the, fear of missing out on a big gain.
Yeah.
But successful investing requires keeping your emotions in check.
Right.
Making rational decisions.
Right.
Based on evidence, not impulses.
So avoid those knee-jerk reactions.
Right.
Take a breath, step back, and analyze objectively.
Exactly.
Any other pearls of wisdom to share?
Diversification is key.
Okay.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Especially when dealing with a volatile stock like PNBK.
Yeah.
Spread your investments across different asset classes, industries, companies,
Yeah.
to mitigate your risks.
Sure.
Build a more resilient portfolio.
It's like that old saying, don't bet the farm.
Exactly.
Spreading your risk helps protect you from those unexpected storms.
It does.
Any final thoughts for our listeners as we wrap up this look at PNBK?
Remember that investing is a journey, not a destination.
Okay.
It's about learning, adapting, and continuously refining your approach.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Right.
But learn from them.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Okay.
Most importantly, never stop seeking knowledge and understanding the forces that shape the financial markets.
Wise words. It's been really interesting exploring the roller coaster world of Patriot National Bancorp, PNBK.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground from their financial challenges to the potential upsides,
Right.
from the intricacies of penny stocks to broader investment strategies.
Exactly.
We hope this discussion has given our listeners some valuable insights
Yeah.
and maybe a framework for approaching similar situations in the future.
That's our goal.
Informed investing is about making decisions that align with your personal circumstances,
Right.
risk tolerance, and financial goals.
Absolutely.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this episode of Investing Talk Podcast.
Okay.
If you enjoyed our analysis of PNBK and found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel, share this episode with your fellow investors, and leave a comment with your thoughts.
We appreciate your support.
And we look forward to continuing our exploration of the ever-evolving world of investing.